Welcome to the Hangover with Cosmos. Let's talk planets some more. Okay, well, we didn't talk about like what we want, what we think a planet should be defined as, or whatnot. We just talked about IAU and if they're right or not.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all agree that planet's round. True.
It goes around the sun.
But even that, going around the star is difficult, because what about rogue planets? Do they still qualify as planets?
Not in our solar system.
So you want a definition of a planet just within our solar system?
Yeah, do you want it just in our solar system, or should we?
Yeah, I think once we start expanding out, once you start trying to bring in rogue planets.
Well, yeah, but like if we expand out, I mean,
I think we should tell everybody what a rogue planet is.
But
we will in a second. I'm in the middle of a thought. But don't you think that like a star system makeup is essentially like our own in some ways, so would have similar types of objects within it that the definition can be broadened out to encompass the universe?
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. Yeah, that eventually it's like this. Let's just take the IAU definition, for example. It would be expandable out. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we only have, a few thousand exoplanet candidates, and we know that they're there. We know that there are a lot of what we call hot Jupiters that are there, but we don't know, so the ones that are the size of the Earth, really and truly, what do they look like? What are they? And by that, I mean,
are they spherical?
Are they spherical? What was their atmosphere look like? If they even have an atmosphere, things like that. And so we don't have all the characteristics of those objects.
Well, can't we get the mass of them though?
You can get the mass of them.
Observations to do.
You can get the mass, how far they are from the star.
The mass though should then we be able to determine if it's spherical or not.
Well, yeah, that determines if it's spherical or not. But by this IAU definition, mm-hmm. you can't tell if it's cleared its orbit.
Yeah, no, I was just focusing on its shape.
Its type. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the definition is loosely expandable, but any definition that we have for a planet does need to be expandable to other solar systems, and then you have to figure out what are we going to do about these little rogue planets.
Okay, so now you can define.
No, you brought it up. You define it.
No, I don't know what a rogue planet is.
A rogue planet
got kicked out, and now it's just in orbit around.
A rogue planet is a planet that was ejected from its solar system in some sort of way, and is now, instead of orbiting a star, in essence, is orbiting the center of the Milky Way, or is being it possibly ejected from the galaxy altogether, which is kind of a tall order, but
intergalactic planetary.
So I was basically right. It got kicked out.
It got kicked out
it
got kicked out of its solar system, and now it's It's I won't say randomly, but it is orbiting the center of the galaxy now.
Cool.
But it's still, I mean, it was a planet going around a star, so technically it would still be a planet.
So it's a rogue planet. It's gone rogue.
It's gone.
It's a good. I'm on board with that term.
Now, what happens if a rogue planet and a lone star get together?
Oh gosh.
I don't have a joke here. It just sounds like it should be.
I was getting like a Spaceballs vibe.
Lone Star.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and Jack has a good point where he says where plus they have some theoretical fast spinners, talking about exoplanets, that might be significantly fatter than they are tall, and so then it is, it's not. I mean, it's spheroid. But it's not a sphere like the Earth is a sphere. It's more of a, to borrow Jack's comment from early on in the chat, is a rugby ball shape. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So let's go play some rugby.
Well, even like in
Throw
our
some planets around.
even in our own solar system, the gas giants, though, or at least Jupiter and Saturn, are rotating fast enough where they are wider at the circumference.
Yeah, but I think this is far more.
Well, no, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying that we see that effect on just a slight bit on planets in our own solar system.
Right.
Yeah, and they're still planets.
Mm-hmm.
But Pluto is not a planet.
Nope.
It is known.
Okay, so what do you want a planet to be? What do you think, if you were to imagine like just a classification for planets? Like, is it so simple as 3 rules, or do we need different?
Yeah, well, I am perfectly happy labeling Pluto in a class of planets. I'm good with that. Dwarf planet, minor planet, whatever you want to call, because I think the planet itself is fairly descriptive. People get this classical idea if it's a round ball orbiting the sun. It looks kind of like a planet. But then, of course, you have to define that and define the stature of the size and mass and so forth. So I'm perfectly fine having it be a class of planets. That's what I'm good with. And even if you want to go further, you can go like the gas giants or ice giants and terrestrials, your M-class planets, if you will. So I think it's just a broad classification. What's the step above classification in like taxonomy charts?
Sure, I don't.
Never read a taxonomy chart.
Well, I'll think of it. Well, you got like the kingdoms and the phylums and the things like that in biology.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
It's been a long time.
The reason why I went into physics, not biology.
But no, and I think that kind of that detailed and that leveled, so to speak, of a classification system is really what is needed in terms of a planet. I think that it's not just a planet is just a planet, but it is either, a dwarf/minor planet, gas giant, ice giant, terrestrial.
I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
And if that's how you want to wrap Pluto into being a planet, I'm fine with it. But like I said, on August 23rd, 2006, there was no definition for a planet. On August 24th, as flawed as it was, there is at least the start of a definition. Does it need to go further? Yes. But, and as it stands right now, Pluto can't be in that.
We don't care about the IAU. I want to know what you want.
Right. And so I don't have a problem with classifying something like Pluto as a planet, but then you also are going to need to classify Ceres as a planet. So
Ceres is already a dwarf planet, so it'd be the same classification as Pluto. But then that leads to a problem because they're both 2. So then you would have to have like your icy dwarf planets and your rocky dwarf planets.
Yeah. Your asteroid planet.
That's like looking at. I just had the quiz on cats yesterday. Think about cats. You have cats, but then you have leopards, and within leopards you have snowy leopards, mirror leopards, all different types. So it just keeps going down. It's turtles and planets all the way down. So having that sub-classification is magnificent in my mind.
Yeah, so I think like really the main requirements that I think makes a planet is basically it orbits its central star, and
once upon a time orbited a central star,
and it's spherical.
All right, so brown dwarfs can be planets.
Yeah. What about?
No,
that's true.
I don't think they can. I think brown dwarfs are fundamentally different from like something like Jupiter.
Could you have an Earth-like brown dwarf?
No.
Oh.
What a great quick response. This is going to be a big debate when we get into it. Go to discuss. Nope.
Well, okay, maybe there's a distance qualifier as well within a certain distance from the central star. Because how far brown dwarfs are they going to be?
They can orbit. Like you could have a brown dwarf at Earth's distance.
Oh, okay, never mind. Clearly, I don't know a lot about brown dwarfs.
It's just wherever it formed. I mean, early on there might be some movement.
I mean, couldn't a brown dwarf have planets?
They have planets.
Yeah.
Asteroids have moons.
So what's the brown dwarf orbiting?
Well, it's either not orbiting anything and it just didn't have enough mass to form a star, or most likely it's orbiting another star.
Okay.
I mean, brown dwarfs really are just this intermediate step between
here's what we do.
Gas giants and stars.
Here's what we do. We add an asterisk and then say, except brown dwarfs as a footnote. Problem solved.
All right. Yeah, when in doubt, asterisk. And
doesn't like baseball do that? Don't they put little asterisks? Sports ball, don't they do asterisks?
What happened there is after Barry Bonds hit the ball to break Hank Aaron's record, somebody bought it in an auction and put a vote out to people like, what should we do with it? Should we blow it up? Should we give it to Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame, or do we brand it with an asterisk? And so the internet voted, and they branded this historic baseball with an asterisk and then sent it to the Hall of Fame.
And that was
baseball history. It's there displayed.
That's awesome, though.
Brandon Riddle.
Yeah. Thanks, steroids.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. Asterisks. See?
Wouldn't that be confusing, though? Is this an asterisk or an asteroid? Like that, we would need a different phrase, I feel. That's too close. The public would get confused.
That's
the
true.
Same reason why we can't have 110 planets. The public would get confused.
That's true. And you can't make a good
My mother ate 110 planets.
See?
Yeah.
You got to have a fun anagram for the kids. It's the only way they can memorize them.
But then I guess at some point you can have so much in your anagram, it becomes like a small book. And that could be exciting.
No. God,
don't think that'd be exciting?
Kids don't read anymore.
So much fun.
Are you kidding me? Look at it. Kids aren't.
Okay, Socrates. Was that Plato? One of the two. I think it was Plato got mad about people writing things down. Because he was afraid that people wouldn't remember things anymore. Now they could be all lazy just to have it down in the book. And that was Plato.
Yeah, I mean, look at...
So I'm calling you Plato, Mike.
Look at how far the laziness has gone. The internet happens.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, I have a question for you, a Star Wars question. So, drinking rules are suspended for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not my first drink.
We can make the rules. We make the rules. We can do what we want.
It is a question that I asked Liz.
Wait. Yeah. Are there any spoilers involved in this for people who are listening in?
No.
Okay.
No spoilers at all. No spoilers at all. And at least I think I asked this question. We're watching Clone Wars.
Yes.
And, in Star Wars, they go from planet to planet to planet to planet.
Yeah.
So each planet is...
I remember.
Each planet is a different distance from its sun. Each from its star. Each star is giving out a different amount of light.
Yeah.
Because they're not all the same mass.
Correct.
And so the aliens, I guess, going to these worlds, I guess that'd be a apt description of them. How come some of them, how do their eyes react to this? So if we went to Mars, if we're hanging out on Mars, we're not receiving as much light from the sun.
So many other questions in there with the eyes. I was not ready for that.
I like it was such this long, detailed question to basically ask, what happens to their eyes?
I was getting ready to explain the dynamics and physics of hyperspace and subspace and things like that, but no. What about their eyes?
What the fuck happens to your eyes when you go to a different planet?
Yeah, do they have to wear sunglasses? They have to all right, hold on. Before we get off this little ship, I need to put sunglasses on. Because they all just get off.
Be accustomed to
don't have
a brighter
sunglasses.
planet.
So I'm assuming that the vast majority of the planets we see in Star Wars and the Star Trek universe as well, all very comfortably within roughly the same orbital range. Like depending on the classification of the star as well, it would change based off that. So we're only seeing a small fraction of the actual planets in that galaxy. And so maybe it's not that much variety as far as the sunlight's concerned hitting your eyes. Of course, there are some planets like Mandalore, for example. They all live in bubble cities for probably reasons like that. So it's exploited a little bit in like Mandalore, and there's that one underwater world with the Mon Calamari. Kind of different there. But no, that's a good solid question. What about the eyes?
It is a good solid question.
It's because it would be way too difficult to figure out and then animate what would happen to their eyes or what protective gear they would need.
Who are the science advisors for these shows?
So everything works the same on every planet.
I have another question. Okay. These are all not all one Earth mass. They're not Earth mass planets. They're going to vary slightly here and there. So that would affect a lot of things like throwing the ball, doing Jedi stuff, like even that small variation going planet to planet. So do they have like a 5-minute like training session on a planet? Like, okay, guys, get used to this gravity. It's 1.05, standard gravity, but it'd still be different enough to fuck with things.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Jack has the answer to it though.
Oh,
there we go.
He just says low pressure atmosphere. Their eyes just pop out. Like end of Total Recall. That's what happens.
Yep.
So
I'm on board with that.
So they don't keep their eyes.
No. As soon as you go to a different planet,
boom.
That's how people know you travel through space. You don't have eyes anymore. Space makes you blind.
It just popped out. This planet. That question was planet related, and this is Hangout anyway. So.
Yeah. It's just easier to animate shit as everything works. Everywhere.
And you don't really see
way.
Sunglasses in Star Wars either.
No, everybody has perfect 20/20
and not
vision.
even on Tatooine, where you should see some sunglasses out and a lot of sunblock.
Well, you have speeder goggles that Anakin wears for pod racing.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get dust in your eyes,
So, fun fact about Tatooine: it is the oldest planet in the galaxy, and at one point, it was the most technologically advanced civilization. And then it got cocky and started to civilize or settle other worlds. But then a different civilization came in, kicked their ass, and brought them back to zero.
How is it the oldest planet in the galaxy?
I don't know. That's just the Star Wars lore. That's why it's sandy. It's just a dead world with really cool sand dragons.
If it's the oldest planet in the galaxy, then that means the star is really
dead.
Old. Well, it has 2 of them. They should be.
That's true.
They should be really small, red dwarf stars to live so long.
Maybe because they were like the oldest planet and the greatest civilization, technological minds, they could slow down the aging process of the stars somehow. I don't know. It's Star Trek, hyperspace, and no one needs sunglasses. Technology is limitless.
I also like how you said Star Trek instead of Star Wars.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. We know where your heart lies.
Oh my god, yes. So the Lower Decks has been one of my favorite Star Treks of all time this year. I'm so happy it came out in 2020 when we all needed a good time.
Yeah, that's a good show. That's a fun one.
Yeah. 2021 can't get here soon enough.
I know. Right? Jack says Anakin had serious plot armor except in his eyes, so he had to wear the goggles.
Okay.
Oh. So there you go. He had to wear some goggles.
So it was like the Achilles heel.
They're just prepping him for when he has to wear a helmet all the time as Vader.
Had he had the goggles on the Mustafar, the high ground wouldn't have mattered.
Sucks to be Anakin is really the moral of the story. Sucks to be Anakin.
Well, I just had
He's always being electrocuted. Always.
Yes.
That's why he went Sith.
He's electrocuted at least 10 times every episode. And I'm like,
that's what it was.
That really fucked up his neurons. It's really...
But by that same thought process, when Jar Jar stuck his head in the pod racing, beams, he got electrocuted, he should become a Sith.
No.
He cares about Jar Jar. Okay.
No, because Anakin, it's constant. It is constant with Anakin.
Yeah, it's just...
It was just torturous with Jar Jar.
Over time... long electrocution process.
So Jar Jar has some slight Sith tendencies because he's electrocuted at one time. Anakin,
he's neutral evil.
Anakin just went.
Well, Obi-Wan gets shot too.
Clone Wars discussion,
but not as often as Anakin.
Pretty often though. Like
you know what?
He was tortured as well. I don't have an exact count or how many times.
We're gonna rewatch all of Clone Wars.
Count every time.
Count every
Anakin is electrocuted.
Anybody.
That's in order to. We're collecting the data to prove our hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
Science people.
Everybody.
That's science. Then we can publish a paper, and then Brandon will do it to peer review it.
Sure.
We'll give Brandon the data here and say, here, write it.
Yeah.
Make it work.
There you go. So what have we established about planets?
I don't know.
That you need sunglasses on different planets.
They orbit a star.
Yeah.
And they're spherical. And they may have I don't know, vacuumed up their orbit.
All right. Yeah. Cleared orbit. Yeah.
That's what a planet is.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Sorry, I'm thinking about Star Wars still.
Oh my gosh.
You went right back to IAU.
Huh?
You went right back to IAU. So what do you? I mean, you think that a planet should just be rounding and goes around its star? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, sub classifications within that.
Bingo. All right.
Main categorical.
I can get behind that. Behind that. So as long as you define what those parameters mean for each subcategory.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't have those definitions on hand right now, but
I want to jump in really quick. Because something amazing was just said on Twitch. It was by your mother, Liz. She says that Pluto needs a shark. I don't understand this reference, but I'm so glad it exists.
It's the kind of vacuum my parents use.
Oh, okay. But now I want the Pluto shark. I want the Pluto shark hanging out in its subsurface ice ocean.
Thanks, Mom.
You just see that Pluto just.
It's like another Spaceballs reference, right?
Karen gets scared, runs away as the shark comes by.
Do you remember the other names? So it's Karen. There's Hydra.
Nyx.
Styx.
Not what? Styx.
Or Styx one? I thought the Styx is not one. Oh, no, that's just the river Karen.
That's the river. God, I don't know. I don't remember. They're all of Pluto's moons, which is what we're referencing.
What that dog, that 3-headed dog, Cerberus?
Yeah, Cerberus. Well, all Pluto's moons are in relation to Hades, the god of the underworld.
Right.
Or Pluto, the god of the underworld, with Romans, because the Romans hijacked everything that was Greek. Don't get me started. Anyway.
Hey, when was the Sphinx made?
2500 BCE.
Damn.
Boom.
Anyway, back to planets and
the Sphinx
and Pluto and its moons. I don't know all the names.
Speaking of the Sphinx and monoliths and things, what about that silver monolith y'all had in Utah?
Oh, in Utah.
Oh, yeah. It moved to California.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah. It moved to California, and then it moved out of California. It disappeared.
Look, I'm just gonna say. Oh, hold on. Pause. Jack has the moon names for us.
Hydra.
Breaking news. Sharon
Styx, I knew it.
Hydra, Kerberos, I don't know how to say it. Styx, and then some freaky shaped moons.
Which are the asterisk ones?
Oh, the asterisk ones are freaky shaped. I mean, that goes with the God of War. He's got to have, or I'm sorry, God of the Underworld. He's going to have some freaky shaped moons. What were we saying? Shit.
What was I saying? The monolith, but that's not.
Oh yeah. Here's what I want to say, and then Katie has a good question on Twitch. Look, people with the monolith. It's great. Thanks for the reference, but it's 2020, and we really don't need any more of what the fuck is going on right now added to this last few weeks of the year. So just maybe just stop. Just wait until
January 1st.
I was going to say April next year.
Oh, that works too.
At least until the vaccine is distributed to mostly everyone, and even though a bunch of people won't take it and are assholes and won't prevent herd immunity, but whatever. Just maybe wait a bit. It's not the time. Anyway,
it would have been great if there were like a bunch of chimpanzees around that.
No, it
that
wouldn't. Can you
No.
look?
Just-
We don't need the stress. All right, we don't need that stress.
Where do
Ewoks
those
are
monkeys
one
come
thing.
from?
Dealing with
Not
fucking
Ewoks.
alien monoliths and congregations of monkeys.
Alien monkeys.
I've seen Congo. Monkeys can be brutal. Anyway,
Oh, you don't have to go past 2001: Space Odyssey, and one of them picks up a bone and goes brutal.
yeah, I
in it.
know,
So
and that's humanity. So Katie asked on Twitch, "What about Planet X? Wasn't that a thing at some point?" And that's Alan Stern? No, yeah,
Ginsburg?
no, who's the
what?
wait?
I
Wait.
just heard Alan and I went for it. I was watching a Bob
Wait,
Dylan thing yesterday,
Pluto guy.
Well,
Planet
Alan
Killer.
Stern.
No,
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. That's Mike Brown's thing. Looking for Planet
9.
X, which is 9, which is now
All
Planet
right,
9.
so yeah, all right. So if you look at Pluto's orbit, it's a little bit funky,
Right.
and
Kind of
so they
physics.
thought there was this 10th planet out there, hence Planet X, that was out there.
#Romans.
Yeah, and then they were like, no, there's no Planet X anymore. But then Mike Brown was looking at these Kuiper Belt objects, and he was looking at their orbits, and him and another guy, I can't remember the other guy's name, but they did some mathematical work and
Some maths.
mathematical, and
That was a break.
and did some calculations, and they think that there's a planet out there that is bigger than Neptune, either about the size or bigger than Neptune,
To pull on it.
that's pulling on and gravitationally affecting its orbit, and now it is called Planet 9, and they are in the search for Planet 9 currently as we speak.
Yeah. So they're
And
working on it.
and every once in a while, Mike Brown will say, "Hey, we're pretty close." By 3 months from now, we'll have it found, and then 3 months later, it's like, "Hey, we're pretty close." In 3 months, we'll find it.
And
It's like cold fusion.
And on Twitter, his handle is Pluto Killer, because he's the one that basically he found Aries and Eris, and then got the whole thing going with demoting
Oh yeah,
Pluto.
2005. Yeah.
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 So he killed Pluto, and is looking for the new Planet 9, replacing Pluto.
which
That
will
was
be-
his goal all along.
Very circular, right? Oh my god!
What's happening?
The-
Are we okay down here?
Yeah, the dogs are playing right at my feet.
I can't hear anything because I am wearing earbuds today, and so it really blocks out any other
Yeah,
noise.
well, I can't hear anything either. I don't. The microphone might pick it
Yeah.
up, but
Our
I feel
view is a tangle of black furry limbs under our feet. That's what we see. Anyway, like what would be your ideal planet?
Okay, a planet
Well,
where
so-
there's
Oh,
no
wait.
religion. No, just the Imagine song. John Lennon's Imagine. That is my ideal planet. No religion, no money, no possessions, none of that except for Xboxes. None of that shit.
And here I am thinking warm beaches,
Oh,
like really beautiful, just nature type
Hey.
things.
2020. Come on.
Or
Maybe it's just
Baby
no
steps.
people.
Baby stuff.
Yeah, sometimes just live in Octo where Luke was hanging out for a while, just living by himself with this cow with blue milk, and just hanging out by himself.
Yeah, on that island. Oh,
Yeah, beautiful
man.
views.
Beautiful.
The
Oh.
porgs that you can eat. Yeah.
I don't know about
Oh, the porgs.
I don't know about the blue milk though. It seems, all right. If I didn't have to see where it came from, then yeah, I could do the blue
It's
milk.
just like a space cow.
Yeah, but I don't go milk a cow now to get my milk. I don't go milk those cashews to get my milk. Here, little cashew.
It's not even big enough to do that movement.
No.
And this is what happens when we bring up Star Wars. Somehow we get to milking cashews.
And I'm really shocked. I'm still on drink number 1. That never happens.
Wow.
Oh wow! I finished both mine.
I'm on my second Scotch. You gotta swirl it.
Oh,
Swirl it.
I watched one documentary on Scotch. Now I'm like, I'm an expert.
I'm
I
an
can
expert.
swirl it and I can sniff it.
Oh,
and
but
then
you can look at the what is it? The
the drainage. I don't
The-
know
yeah.
how much is left on the glass after you swirl it.
Mm-hmm.
I know
name
that
for
wine
it.
has legs.
Oh, see, this is why Jack picked Risa.
He misses his trips to Key West.
Yeah, see, look, we were supposed to go to Hawaii last year. Just really want a nice beach.
And we're supposed to go this year. I mean, in 2021, and
Not gonna happen.
it won't fucking happen.
Just want a
Okay.
nice planet with a
Thanks,
temperate
Trump.
climate, some nice beaches, a low life population other than nice animals that are cute and friendly.
Would you want like a lower gravity so you can jump higher?
Sure.
Oh, that would be really
Yeah.
cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I
Like,
know.
like living in a bouncy castle, but there's no bouncy.
But it would
just
take
the
forever to
gravity.
get anywhere. If you had to walk somewhere, it would just...
Well, unless it's like a Titan-like
Building.
situation where you can just flap wings on yourself and go fly.
Okay, then...
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd
Yeah.
be good. Yeah, less methane, though, in the atmosphere.
True, less methane.
that
Unless
would
you want the
be
cows. I like Endor, but also with beaches. Because I like living in tree houses and having these really cool walkways between.
Yeah, I do like
Tall
forests.
trees.
That's good.
Forests
Uh-huh.
are...
But
forests
also
are
like
good.
a warm, like ocean. None of that cold California stuff.
Also, I want the plants to be fluorescent.
Oh, like what's
Like
the word called in Avatar?
Yeah.
Pandora.
Pandora.
Yeah, where
Oh, let me tell ya.
everything glows at night and it's all pretty all the time.
And at Animal Kingdom in Florida, they had the Pandora Land, and at night everything would just light up like fluorescent bioluminescence, and it was beautiful. Holy crap, was it beautiful!
See, that would be cool. That'd be a cool planet to be on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anywhere
well,
but here. Anywhere but here.
You know, I take a moon too.
Yeah, I like two moons actually. I like one, obviously, one moon, so it has tides and things like that. But one small moon, kind of like Phobos on Mars, that just exists for no apparent reason.
Just there.
It looks kind of cool. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
useless rock.
I mean, I meant like I'd live on a moon as well.
Oh,
But
like
yes.
Endor.
Like Endor.
You know, I think it's time to take the podcast on the road, where we just live somewhere place else. We can live in the South Pacific, according to Jack. We can find some nice sandy atolls that
you
are
think an
for
island
sale.
in the South Pacific would be anywhere within our budget range?
I feel like most of
it's
those
probably like $5.
Right.
I feel like they'd be all radioactive, so maybe not.
Yeah, that's a good point. A
Well,
lot of nuclear tests went down
but
over there. That's why they're all for sale.
But even if they're not, global warming.
Everybody lives there.
Global
to get
warming.
cancer.
Global
Oh
warming.
yeah, they're going under.
They're going under.
Yeah, that's true.
It would just be one house
That's true.
that would last 6 months.
I like two stars too, two suns, but not like in a Tatooine-esque way where they just look cool out there. Like they don't burn you to death, or you don't have
Yeah, but they
constant
would have to
daylight.
burn you to death, though.
I get that. We're talking about ideal. Like this isn't gonna happen.
but still exists
I want
within
two
the realm of
moons and
physics.
2 stars.
I want a world where it's just all Hawaii or New Zealand.
Just a whole bunch of archipelagos.
Well, New Zealand is great because they have like all the things. They got snow, they got mountains, they got forests, they got
True.
beaches, they got the
They have a
black
Shire.
sand beaches, they got Xena and Hercules and Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah.
New Zealand, okay, a planet of New Zealand is ideal.
Wait. Xena was filmed in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy
What?
Lawless is
I
from
didn't
New
know this.
Zealand. Most of
I
the
didn't
Carl
know this.
Urban, New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Carl Urban is Australian though.
Oh, well, whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That
it was
blew my
filmed.
mind.
Xena and Hercules were filmed in New Zealand.
As if I needed another reason to want to live in New Zealand.
Right? New Zealand has everything great.
Good politicians.
Yeah.
People.
Low
I'm assuming they have good
guns,
beer.
Good gun control, no mass
They have
murder.
penguins even, don't they? In New Zealand, like on the very, very southern
Yeah.
tip.
Or
they have penguins.
when there was a mass murder, they fucking did something
And they
about
did
it.
shit about it.
They did shit about COVID.
They got Hobbiton, the
Hey,
Shire.
They do have they have it all.
They
yes.
got universal
Oh,
health
speaking
care.
speaking of Hobbiton, Peter Jackson's releasing a new cut of Lord of the Rings. I mean, same stuff, but he's like updating some of the graphics and correcting some of the colors in it. And I am excited to watch that thing next year in like 4K, full definition.
You need a 4K
And just be
TV to see it
immersed.
in 4K.
This is true. You know, who knows where we'll be next year? So
That's true. If 2020 has taught us anything, anything can fucking happen.
Okay, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
but it's all been negative.
Anything bad can happen.
What if it's like 2 lefts make a right? Would 2 bad years make a good year somehow? So maybe next year be terrible, but somehow we're all just happy with it.
Maybe.
Oh, Power Rangers were filmed in New Zealand too.
Okay, but which Power Rangers?
Oh,
Not
now.
like the original.
Now. He's saying now. Now.
Oh, okay,
Huh.
that's fine, I guess. Oh, King Kai's Planet. That's a good one too. But that would kind of be the same. Isn't it like roughly the same or bigger than like the Rick and Morty planet when they go to that really small planet and they just walk around it for like an hour?
I don't know my Dragon Ball Z.
So King Kai's planet, let me tell you about this, was a very, very extraordinarily small, like moonlit, but it was like a heavenly location. There were lots of clouds, and it was small, so you could run around it.
Okay,
and
like
be
the
fine.
Little Prince.
Yeah, like the Little Prince, but less nighty and kind of weird. But
Okay.
because the Little Prince world was kind of like always at night.
I don't
It looked
remember
beautiful.
any part of the story of the Little Prince other than a little boy in a small
The
planet.
petite princess.
There's been a lot of, though, like in science fiction, interestingly designed planets, such as planets that are like donuts or Halo, the Halo ring planet. Like, is that anything that could actually physically exist?
No.
Okay.
Or like the Marvel. Oh, okay. Now we know who Passionate is.
Adam. Hey, Adam.
And I was right. Hooray! Hey, Adam.
Oh, yay. Good job.
Like the Marvel movies where the planets are like destroyed and they're just like it's like 75% of a planet, and then you have like that's round and you have all the pieces.
Like
Yeah.
Planet Nowhere. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, but it looks
No.
fucking
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Damn.
It
So,
looks really cool.
So basically, then all planets, yeah, they can't be cool. They got to be spherical.
They
They're all.
gotta be
spherical.
boring. They gotta be boring.
Could you make a planet like a donut? Could you terraform it to a donut shape?
So it
No.
wouldn't necessarily be a planet, but it would be, I forget what they're called, the space settlements that are donut shaped, and they have to be so they can be round in that way, and they'd spin to have artificial gravity throw you against the wall. I forget exactly what those type of space, they call them space colonies, are called. They were really famous in the 70s after the Apollo missions when people thought, we're going to go live in space in 10 years.
Yeah, but those are man-made objects, though.
Yeah, no.
Yes, correct.
I'm saying taking like we took the Earth and made it a donut.
No.
Well, I mean, even
Okay.
planets can
I
still
mean, I know
be
we need
made
our core, but maybe we'll figure something out about convection.
Right, and they can still be made artificially. If you look at Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they were making planets. So
That's
it's
true.
still possible, guys. It's possible. We can make planets because Douglas Adams wrote about it a couple decades ago.
You
So
know
it's
what?
possible.
Maybe that's the universe I want to live in, is the Hitchhiker's Guide universe on the Hitchhiker's
That'd be
Earth.
cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That'd
Yeah.
be neat.
I would want to
Wow.
be one of the workers, though, that actually makes the
Makes the planet.
planets.
I just want to fly on that elevator thing in the movie.
I know,
where it's
right?
just-
Right? Where you're like with the dude that became like, I don't know, Minister of Magic or something.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
He's Sean's dad in Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what's his name?
And he's just telling you
Bill
about
Nighy.
everything.
Bill
Bill
Nighy.
Nighy.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would love to go see the restaurant at the edge of the galaxy.
That would
That'd
be
be
cool. That would be cool. I mean, and if we think about just, okay, so you can't have donut planets, fine. But like the types of planets, the exoplanets that we've been finding out there, some wild, weird, and cool shit.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So I was just thinking about a restaurant at the edge of the galaxy, and you know, inside the galaxy we have our normal night sky with all the stars, but outside, if you point it in like the right direction, you wouldn't necessarily have. Let's say you have the last possible star that's connected somehow to the galaxy, and so you look out away from the galaxy. You know, when we look at Andromeda, for example, it's extraordinarily faint. Is that because we have lots of other lights drowning that out, and you know, issues with that? But if you're at the edge of the galaxy, would you have like a night sky full of faint galaxies? Would it be brighter? Would you not see them? How would that look?
Oh, that's a good question. My initial thought is that you'd probably be able to see them as kind of this fuzziness,
Yeah, I think that you would be
unresolved galaxies.
I think you would have less stars.
Oh yeah, you definitely have less
if you're
stars.
farther out on the plane, I think you're going to
Mhm.
have maybe a brighter Milky Way-esque view across the sky, like how we see the Milky Way, but better. But then you're
Yes,
going to have less stars themselves in the sky because you're not really in
So
sort of the
I'm
middle
saying
of
like
that disk.
if you're on like the last possible star connected to the galaxy in some way.
Right.
And
So if you look one way, you see the galaxy. If you look the other way,
you see maybe some spludges with good telescopes.
Right, but I bet you, like for us, you can see the Milky Way as basically this band of unresolved stars that are icy. I bet you that it's unresolved galaxies. I bet you that we would see something.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would be faint.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
gonna be faint.
I'm gonna make some connections here. So maybe the restaurant at the edge of the galaxy is actually the place where the Reavers went in Firefly and saw nothing, and that's where they lost their mind and went crazy. Because they went to the restaurant at the edge of the galaxy, saw a universe of blackness because they couldn't make out the galaxies, and just went crazy.
Well, yeah, they're in a spaceship. They don't have high-powered telescopes on board to see shit. They're just looking with their eyes.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, so that was the question. Like, what do you see with your eyes? With your non-space...
Oh, with your eyes, you're probably not going to see a whole lot, but the bright strip of the Milky Way galaxy, or the galaxy disk.
Yeah, in one direction, but if you're looking
the other direction, I'm saying you're probably not going to see much unless you have... I mean, it may just be very faint, but it's not going to be, like, littered with bright lights.
Right. And, yeah, so I agree with you. It's going to be faint, but I bet you'll see something. But it'll be faint.
Yeah, so, but not like...
Like the Milky Way is unresolved stars. Their light blending together.
Yeah.
I bet you.
But we can't see like the Andromeda galaxy with our eyes.
Yeah, you can.
There's
3 galaxies you can see. Andromeda's one.
Yeah, you need really dark skies.
Large and small. Yeah,
and you can't look at it directly. You have to kind of like look to the side of it for it to resolve.
Right, but at the edge of the Milky Way, though, you're not contending with an atmosphere. Let's say
that's true.
It
will
just the fluorescent lights of the restaurant.
Yeah. You know, they can turn them off. They can turn off the light. It's all candlelit.
So it wouldn't be an inky black. You would see a haze, a hint of something.
Yeah, you'll see a hint of something. It's my thought.
A misting of galaxies.
A speckling.
I would so live on a space station, donut or otherwise. I would want to live on a donut space station and eat donuts.
Well, I if there was some like artificial outdoors, maybe.
Well, that's what virtual reality is for. throw on that headset.
Big ass headset that just.
And if we're living in a space station that has artificial gravity to it, you can have
like a contact lens that you just pop in your eyes.
Hey, you know what? If they can film Mandalorian in the volume, then these space stations can have the volume, and we can just walk out into the middle of Hawaii.
Until you walk into the LED lighted wall.
I don't
because
know
you
what
can only go so far.
I don't know what your point is.
Well, no, it's like
it'd have to
Star Trek.
It'd have to be the holodeck.
Yeah, and I just watched a Fistful of Datas again the other day.
That is an awesome one.
Glorious episodes. The floor moves somehow with muffled sound. The technology exists because Star Trek tells me so.
We need to watch Star Trek. I want to watch Time's Arrow 1 and 2 again.
Oh, I just watched that too.
It's I know. That's season. Why it's such a great season. It, and so it made him want to watch it.
Oh, got it.
That's what happened.
Yeah, with Mark Twain. That's one with Mark Twain.
Yeah,
right?
Mark Twain. Yeah.
San Francisco, 1800s.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes.
Energy creatures.
Oh, that's right. That's when Beverly Crusher has that great quote. I was like half paying attention. I've seen it a billion times, so I was half paying attention, and they were talking. There was some kind of I forget exactly what disease was going through San Francisco at the time. LOL.
Malaria.
I think it was malaria. Yeah, and there was some kind of like murders going on, and so I think who it was LeVar Burton asked Crusher, how would you what would you do in this situation? And she straight up deadpans this quote and it's all scientific terms and it sounds better than what I'm about to say. I would use I would use a widespreading plague as they were killing thousands of people to cover up my own murders.
Welcome to COVID, everybody.
I mean,
welcome to COVID.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go on a mass murder spree, do it when there's a pandemic.
Yeah, aliens are doing it right now.
Who's gonna know?
They're shooting us with the little case that they had, taking our souls out.
Little suitcase, a soul-sucking suitcase.
And then one of them has a little serpent cane.
Yeah.
Beware of anybody with a cane that has a serpent head on it. They're an alien.
This has been The Hangover with Cosmos. Follow us on all the things. Of course, Twitter at Drinking Cosmos, Instagram, Cosmos. All of the hangovers are posted up on YouTube. Our YouTube is Cosmos with Cosmos, so you can watch. And if you join us live on Twitch, you get a little more than I edit stuff out that doesn't make it onto YouTube. So
everything that Brandon says is just gone because it's been a
yes. I mute Brandon the whole time. You'll never hear him speak. So so you can watch those on YouTube along with the regular full podcast episodes. And then you can listen, of course, Anchor.fm and Spotify and Apple and Google and whatever the fuck. So thanks for joining us. We will see you. We'll see you next time.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Let us know what you think a planet is. I don't know. Bye.
Bye.